Hello, carnivores, and we are eating early today. Today is day 54 of the Carnivore Diet, and today's plate is quite a lot of meat. Now, we still have the ham left over, but I really needed something non-hammy. Okay? Look at the smoke ring on this thing. Beautiful, beautiful smoke ring. Been going since about 11 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now. Got some flank steak, which is what this is. We got some flap meat, which is some smaller pieces. And I also actually had some lamb chops. Let's see. Very good. Now onto the meat. Good. Cooked to medium rare so that it still retains all that flavor. So, one of the things I was looking at today was, what do we have that's out there that I could buy that's safe, spice-wise? Well, it's actually, ironically, a lot harder than you realize. If you actually look at the back of the spice bottles, there's so much stuff they put in there for stopping it from, hardening. And you don't want any of those chemicals. So it's like, it took me hours and hours and hours until I started finding companies that actually were legit. They didn't have these chemicals in it. What I mean by legit is that when they said organic, they meant organic. So many of them, they're like, oh, it's organic. But it's not. It's not organic. So things like that kind of like worry you. And then there's ones that I was looking at, they're like, oh, it's safe for the keto diet. So I thought, okay, cool. Keto and carnivore, not that far from each other. Still had chemicals in it. It's crazy. This is freaking good. Did a little hickory today. Some Mystique, some Jack Daniels, some apple and some pecan. Try to mix it up a little bit. So soft, so tender. And then once it hit that temperature I needed at, I wrapped it in aluminum foil with butter and rosemary. Left it in the smoker for half hour. Pulled it out, let it rest, and then you get this. It's a beautiful little smoke ring. Another day of relaxing, doing basically nothing. Had to get out there and smoke. Get cabin fever again, thanks to all the rain we've been getting. And been decorating the house for Halloween, and then also trying to find movies that are scary and not stupid. Which is the equivalent of trying to find spices without chemicals. It's so sweet. I honestly believe this is the best way to have beef. It's just so much better than pan-searing it. I mean, I remember years ago when I wanted this, I got into this idea like, hey, maybe I can get a smoker. I mastered using my deep fryer, which is pretty simple to use. I mastered cooking stuff in the oven. I mastered cooking stuff on the stove and on a griddle. And I was like, I wasn't into barbecue grills just because I'm not a fan of propane and shit like that. So I'm like, what else could I use? And I'm like, smoker. I'm like, oh, I've had smoked food before at car shows. I'm like, it's pretty good. I'm like, what do I gotta do to get a smoker? I'm gonna buy one. But then spent money multiple times, not money, but money as well. Spent a while of me trying to figure out how to use one. And trial and error. When I finally figured out how to use it, I was doing real good. Then I decided, being that my old smoker was rusting and falling apart, I needed an upgrade. And the smoker I had, which was great, I had it for a while, The only issue that I had with it was that when I went to go cook either a lot of food, like when I took it once for a party, it was so hard to cook on that thing for a lot of people because it was small. Well, now I got this new one that's a learning curve now because, like I've said before, it takes a little longer for me to, figure out. Like everything is like half hour, 20 minutes different. So you move the vents one way, you don't notice it right away. 20 minutes to do. So it's a learning curve. And then dealing with like rain and wind, and it's like, oh god. It actually got cold enough today where I could see my breath. And that was when I was having issues keeping the smoker above 250. Go figure. Oh, that's good. Seasoned it with Himalayan salt. And salt is great. It dries out your taste buds so that every bite feels like the first one. Making my tongue a virgin again. Oh, I cannot stop eating this. Smelling it for the past few hours has been insane. Now, it's like when I see my smoker, or when I smell the smoke of a smoker, I get hungry. Before it was like I had to see the meat. I mean, I still when I see the meat, but like I'd be running my smoker and I was fine. I open the lid to look at the meat and I get like freaking red-eyed crazy. Now, it's like just the whiff of it comes by. I'm like, and it's like even worse too. Like when I'm not smoking, and it's just my smoker sitting out there, and the wind just hits the smoker just right, and because it's all nice and seasoned, it catches like the seasoned smell of it, which is like cherry, or usually it's like a cherry apple smell. Oh, instantly I'm like, I want to smoke something today, and I don't care what the weather is too. Like I'll do it in the winter. I have too. Best thing about smoking in the winter is like if you're near the smoker, you stay warm. Fun fact. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to make this really short because all I'm doing is sticking meat in my mouth. But, every day, I'm always looking into more stuff about the diet. It's not really just to tell you guys, it's just more or less from my own knowledge, right? So, I've noticed, like I kind of mentioned before, my beard is just a lot fuller. It's a lot thicker than it has been. And I do brush it a lot. I brush it in the morning. I brush it in the afternoon. I brush it midday. I brushed it before the video. Actually, I didn't just do it before the video. I did it while I was waiting for the food to finish. And I use like beard balm and beard oils and stuff like that are all complete natural and stuff. Because I don't want any chemicals seeping into my pores, into my bloodstream. So, I did some research and I'm like, what natural ways can you get your beard to grow thicker, fuller, and longer and quicker? Well, don't you know it? The freaking carnivore diet strikes again with a positive feedback. Not only do you lose weight and you feel better and you have more energy and you're a lot healthier, but salmon and beef are like, and there's other ones too. There's beef, there's salmon. Let's see if I can pull it up, see if it's still on my browser history. Food that helps with your beard. Let's see, you got for beard growth, because I always think of the guys from ZZ Top, like, how did they ever get a beard like that? You got eggs, whether they're fried, scrambled, hard-boiled eggs, packed with vitamins and carotene is one of them. Beef meat is, English would be nice, right? Beef increases your testosterone levels in men. Increased testosterone levels improve beard growth. So I got a plate full of beef. It's funny. And there's like fruits and vegetables, oranges, raisins, alfalfa sprouts, Fish is another one. That's one we can have, fish. Coffee, surprisingly enough. So all you coffee drinkers out there, if your hair ain't growing, you're not eating enough beef. I saw salmon on there before. Here's an interesting one, right? So, excessive alcohol consumption is associated with decreased testosterone levels, which means your body is deprived of the crucial ingredient in growing hair. So, ever since I stopped drinking and I started eating more beef, the hair on my face has started growing more and quicker. So, that's kind of interesting, right? So, if you're having trouble growing your beard and you haven't quit drinking already, try quit drinking for 54, 55 days, wherever we're at right now. I think it was 54 days, I said. Yeah, 54 days. And your beard will come in full. It's interesting. Different, like, and I didn't know that. I always thought, I didn't want to do anything that, like, involved, pills and creams and shit like that. I always knew brushing. I always knew, like, wash your face in the morning, wash it at night. I know the water and rubbing it and stuff and stimulating it and stuff helps it grow. But I know for years, I always struggled with my beard. And also that's because I was, drinking. I was a heavy drinker. So all that heavy drinking lowered my testosterone, which is really strange because why is it that when you drink, right, you're more outgoing and spontaneous and more likely to hook up with somebody? But I guess there's a reason why they call it whiskey dick, because it lowers your testosterone levels. Nom nom nom. Oh, this is so freaking good. Well, I'm gonna keep eating and see if I can find more cool, fun facts. But if you start noticing you start getting a ZZ Top beard, it's because of your diet. All that extra beef, it's raising your testosterone levels. And the older men that are out there, if you're watching, throw out that bottle of Viagra. Because once you quit drinking, you start eating a lot of beef, you won't need Viagra no more. You'll be on the carnivore diet. Women be like, how are you still sexually active? I'm a carnivore, baby. I eat beef. Gives me strong bones, muscles. You really think about it, right? Your appendage is a muscle, right? So if you really think about it, eating protein is just another way of helping that muscle grow. So, drop the blue pill, jump on the carnivore diet. That's my message to you guys today. If you're having erectile dysfunction, quit drinking, eat some beef for about 50 days. And if that doesn't work, eat more beef. Or if that's still not working for you, there's a real easy trick. Rubber band, a tongue depressor, and some duct tape, and just call it a day. Alright? Anyway, guys, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family, your enemies, your sister's ass, your mother's ass. Give it to your mother-in-law. Tell her that you're trying to lose weight to look better for her daughter. Or her boyfriend, whichever one you're going for. And we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. If I'm hungry later. I may or may not be. Look at that ring. Smoke ring. Beautiful. I think it was if I was ever to get a ring, it would have to be a piece of meat with a smoke ring on it. Maybe not. That kind of sounds weird, doesn't it?